Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
They named me Tasha anyway in this lifetime. I have several things I wanted to share with you.
Yes, yes.
I've been a therapist for most of my adult life.
Oh, all right.
And about 5 years ago, during a session with a client, I had an overwhelming, beaming, loving, surging energy surge through every cell of my being lit up.
How exciting.
Yes. And then I got an instant download that I'm a family relative that has passed away and I'm here to love and support him. And so I asked my client, and he said, yeah, my dad. So we figured out it was his dad.
Yes.
And after that happened, I was searching for answers.
To what?
To what that was.
I thought you knew what it was.
Well, I knew that it was his father that had passed away, but that
Yes.
beaming love that's like beyond this world through every cell of my being could not
Yes.
have been him.
No, it was more of you.
Yeah, it was like my higher consciousness or my
Yes.
super. Yeah.
Because it needed to be experienced by you so that you could tap into the higher level and deliver the information that you needed to.
It was.
Remember, you have to go to the level
Yeah.
before you can get the information that is reflective of that level. So you allowed yourself to open up, go to that level, that's what it feels like, and then you were capable of doing what you needed to do to access the information you required to be of service.
So the next thing I did was I asked Bashar to take me onto his ship.
Me?
Yes. For 2 nights, I asked through my consciousness to take me on his his
Yes.
craft. And the
You
second
mean
night,
mine?
Yes.
Why are you
you're-
speaking about me in the third person?
Sorry. And I went to sleep, and I
Yes.
was in a cockpit.
Yes.
And I won't go into detail, but it was definitely not your race because
No.
this was a 7 or 8 foot race.
Well, that's how you interpreted it, yes.
Yeah, but I still got to go on the craft and
Yes.
fly through space.
All
So then
right.
after
Was that fun for you?
That was a lot of fun for me. I
All
can't wait
right.
until I can do it, even though it felt very physical
Oh,
when I looked
you
down at my arms.
can wait.
I will wait. Okay, but the most important thing is this was June 16th. I was woken up by like a loud instrument in my ear.
Yes.
Like really loud in my ear.
Yes.
And when I opened my eyes, I saw this being. And at
Yes.
first my mind's like, your eyes are playing tricks on you. You're not seeing, that's not really there.
Oh, all right.
And then she moved slightly, like forward. And of course she picked up my fear a little bit because she just woke me up with a
Yes.
really loud instrument in my ear.
Yes.
So she received back into the bathroom. And then this rotating ball of energy started levitating, coming towards my bed. And then she's like, here I am. No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. And then she went into the ceiling. Who was that?
Can't tell you that.
Why?
Not allowed to.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Because you're psychic.
I knew you were going to say that.
You're psychic.
Okay. Well, I love
Why do you think that might be?
Because it's my journey to tap into that energy.
In this case, yes, you're still in mid-process with that being. So we can't reveal too much. We can't, as you say, spill your beans.
Okay. Oh.
Not yet.
Yael?
Can't tell you that yet.
Paya?
You are in mid-process.
Okay.
You don't have to keep guessing. We're not going to answer the question.
Is there any advice that you give me to connect better?
Yes. Did a color come to you in that incident, in that experience, or an object? Did something make itself obvious to you as being symbolically representative of that interaction? An object, a color, the sound, of course, you already have. Did it sound like something in particular, a particular instrument for you?
Feminine energy is the only thing that I can come up with.
Feminine energy.
Yeah.
You're saying that the sound that woke you up sounded like feminine energy?
I'm sorry. So you know with drummers, the round things that they hit?
You mean symbols?
Yeah. Well, that's what it sounded
Double
like.
entendre intended?
Like someone just slammed 2 of those in my ear, like really, really loud.
So then if you recreated that sound for yourself in a more comfortable way, what do you think it might do?
It was very uncomfortable.
I will repeat my question since you obviously did not hear it.
Yes, I heard it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What did I say?
You said if I recreated that sound, what would I experience?
You're leaving something out.
In
In a more comfortable way,
a more comfortable way.
which means not as loud.
So do I just go buy a few of those or what?
You can if you wish, if that works for you. But what we're saying is you were given the vibration that will give you more of a connection. If you recreate the sound symbolizes the vibrational frequency that will allow you to feel more in touch with that entity. Now, it doesn't, again, have to be a crashingly loud sound.
Yes.
But they had to get through to you.
Yeah, I'm a really deep sleeper.
So there you go. So if you just recreate what feels like the correct sound in a comfortable way, at a comfortable decibel level, that can be the permission slip that they were giving you to say, if you recreate this and let that vibration wash over you, you will be in the correct frequency to be able to interact with us more consciously. So you were given what you need. You were given the permission slip.
Thank you. Can I will hopefully maybe you'll give me the answer to this.
Maybe, maybe not.
I was coming home from a session. It was like midnight, and I was fidgeting with my stereo, and I was reaching an intersection, and I heard accident really loud in my head.
Yes.
And I look up, and this guy is in my entire lane, and I should have slammed into him and probably not be here right now. But if it weren't for him saying accident, really, I say him, but I don't know who it was.
Your guides.
Anyone specific? Don't I have several of them?
Oh, all right. It was Todd. Does that help you? Oh, no, wait. Maybe it was Matthew. Oh, no, wait. Maybe
John.
It was Fred.
John?
Oh, maybe it was John. Do you really need to know? Since you received
No.
the information in the way that you needed it, do you really need to know anything else?
Yes, I want to know why they intervened.
Because you would be dead.
Well, what if maybe I wanted to go though?
Obviously, that wasn't your path, or they wouldn't have intervened.
Okay.
Because it wasn't an intervention.
It wasn't?
No, in other words, you didn't want to go,
Right.
so that gave them the permission to shout it out.
Right.
If you had really timed it, that was the time to go, they would have been zipper-lipped.
Yeah, I cannot believe. I mean, I should have slammed into this guy, and our tires maybe touched. It was just crazy.
But all those things, again, in some senses, are worked out for timing. It wasn't your time. They knew that. You knew that. And so they were capable of assisting you. Even if you had died, they would have told you it's not your time and sent you back.
Oh, that would have sucked.
No, it wouldn't, because it's not your time.
Well, I probably would have been pretty
Are
beat
you
up, though.
saying that you do not enjoy being where you are?
I'm like in the clouds most of the time.
Well, then you need to put your feet on the ground so that you can understand what you need from being in the clouds as well. It's a balancing act.
I know, that's what Trev tells me too, but
Well, there you go.
all right, thank you.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Are
The
you
symbols,
sure?
yes.
What are you so impatient about? Where are you in a hurry to be, other than where you are, which is the most important place you can possibly be, here and now? Where are you in a hurry to get to?
Out of here.
Why? You
'Cause
chose
it's
to be
boring.
where you are. Why are you in such a hurry to leave?
Because I'm bored.
Bored?
Yeah.
Don't you understand that there is no such thing as a boring situation?
Yes.
Only bored minds?
Yes,
So why
Bashar.
are you boring yourself?
Because I have an old dog that I'm kind of like waiting for him to pass.
So what?
Before I can like go out and get wild and live my life. Like he's at home right now. I have a camera on him, like, because he's crying, waiting for mommy to get home.
That's what you're using as an excuse?
It's not an excuse. I take him to the park every day, but
That's
yeah.
not what I'm saying.
Excuse
I'm
for
talking about the idea of the energy state you are choosing to be in. Do you think that's what your dog wants you to feel?
what? No.
Well, then why do you feel that way? Why? Why?
I have a very dysfunctional family.
And you are taking on all of those belief systems because they work for you? Or do they not work for you? Do you understand that you are a different person every moment?
Yeah.
Well, if you really understand that, then the person that you choose to define yourself to be, or could choose to define yourself to be, doesn't have a dysfunctional family and never did.
Oh.
You are changing your history if you change yourself. You may still see them, But that doesn't mean that they have any effect on you, because you're the one that decides who you are.
I don't see them because they're so dysfunctional I can't be around them.
But yet you are still around them.
Energetically, yeah.
Well, there's no difference. You're accepting their energy as real for you. You're
It's
accepting their
heartbreaking.
ideas as real for you. They don't have to be. So why would you choose to accept them as real when that's not what you prefer to believe about yourself? Why?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Because it's the lesson I set out for myself. I don't know.
But the lesson is to let go of the things that don't work for you,
I just don't understand how family can treat somebody like that, you know?
because they propel you in the direction you need to go by being exactly representative of the direction you don't prefer to go in. They gave you a springboard to push off from, not stick to. So don't stick to it. Spring off from it. Say, this is not what I prefer. They're giving you an opportunity to see more clearly what you do prefer by contrast, by comparison. So push away and be who you wish to be, who you prefer to be, who you actually are. Even though they may not act like it in their physical personalities, in their hearts, in their souls, in their spirits, that's actually what they would prefer that you do, is be yourself. And they will know that either in this life or after it, but it's your job to know it for yourself now.
Oh, I do know it. I've been
No,
shown...
you don't if you don't use it,
I do know it.
but you're not acting like you know it. You're saying, I'm bored, I'm ready to leave.
Yeah.
That means you don't know it. Remember, if it's not in your behavior, if it's not in your energy, you may have an intellectual comprehension of the concept, but it's not in your bones. You don't know it. So know it. Know it to be true for yourself. Let it be in your behavior. Let it be true for you. And then you'll know it.
Thank you.
It's up to you. But please remember, you are never alone. You always have help. There is no reason for you to be bored. The universe is an exciting place.
I know.
Let yourself be excited, because you're part of that exciting universe.
Okay.
Don't give in to the ideas that have nothing to do with you. The dysfunctions have to do with their own issues. They don't have to do with you.
I know.
All right. Act like you know it.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Our unconditional love to you.
Love to you too.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm very excited. I've
So
followed
are
you
we.
for a while, and this is great.
Yes.
Glad I got chosen. So, kind of touching on what we talked about just previously here, you talked about people having totally different pasts based off of a present belief that's
Yes.
changed.
Yes, because you are a different person with every change you make. Once you understand that in a very literal way, you will understand that that means you have to have, linearly speaking, a different history in order for that history to have made you the person you are.
So what do we do with the memory of that, though? Because obviously, as humans, we have memory, and we'll remember the person that
Memory
we were.
is created in the present, and by the way, just so you know, you don't actually have all the memories you think you do.
That was my next question.
Sometimes you actually change enough that you don't actually remember anything else, and what you think of as your past is something that you just created, but what comes with it is a feeling like it's always been that way and that it's always been your memory, and that's not necessarily the case.
And we wouldn't know otherwise. That's
You
the
may
point.
not know otherwise. Sometimes you might, because you might want a comparison. You might want to see that you have changed. You might want to prove to yourself you've changed by comparison. But very often, you won't know. Just as we have told all of you that even collectively, you've got different histories that none of you remember at all. Collectively. What you think of as your history now, oh yes, this happened in 1980, oh yes, this happened in 1950, those are the memories of the present history. You had a different history before, and you would have had different memories of it. But you won't know that because it doesn't make sense for you, collectively, to have memories of a history that is no longer relevant for you. Now, some people are beginning to experience multiple histories. This has been labeled the Mandela Effect, where you're beginning to realize that you actually have different histories. that people remember things differently than you do. And it's not just because of faulty memory. They actually remember things differently than you might because they are remembering a different history. And you can still see that. You can still see other people remembering different histories. In the future, in the years to come, there will only be the collective history of those that are in agreement to be within a particular parallel reality. But for now, you can still see, to some degree, the different histories. So you can understand that you are shifting. Does this help?
Yes, no, very interesting.
Yes.
A lot to think about there, which kind of leads to my other questions. I've pondered the idea of parallel realities and parallel lives quite a bit.
Yes.
Inevitably, my question comes down to who am I in relation to all that? Because if there are infinite versions of me in
Yes.
infinite timelines,
Yes.
What makes me in that experience? And I mean, given that we're supposed to be sovereign beings creating our own reality,
You are.
how does that work? How does that? How am I me and everybody else that is me themselves?
They're
as
not
well?
you, they're themselves.
So they're completely separate
Yes.
from me in that sense that I am my own sovereign individual.
And so are they. And it's your perspective that makes you you. Their perspective is slightly different. That's what makes them them.
And we'll still make cross connections
You
with
might.
those people.
You might. You don't necessarily always have to, but you might. If it serves you, sure.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Enough.
All right. I understand that higher dimensional concepts can sometimes seem a little confusing. That's all right. You'll get used to it.
Okay, so then next step, you've mentioned that in this new age of transformation, the idea of physical death isn't necessarily one that needs to be experienced.
Well, it's more likely than not that you will still, more often than not, make a transition from physical experience to non-physical experience. You will probably also experience many of you living much longer because you're living more in the moment. When you live more in the moment, you don't actually create as much of an experience of time, and therefore you become ageless and appear to live longer. But it's just because you're living more in the moment.
So it's not a matter of years necessarily, it's about the experience and the time that is experienced.
Yes, it'll translate into years from your linear perspective. It won't necessarily feel like that to the person living it. You'll just feel like you. And before you know it, you turn around and you're 300 years old from everyone else's perspective.
Wow.
Wow. You see, this is one of the reasons why we say when you do what you love, you're living in the moment. You all know the experience. When you're really focused on something that you're really passionate about, really engaged with, do you notice the passage of time? Not really. Oh, it feels like I've been here for about 10 minutes. I look up and everyone says it's been a couple of hours. Most of you have had this experience, yes? Where the time seems to fly by because you're so in the moment. Well, the secret is, if you actually experience, if you feel like it's only been 10 minutes, you've only aged 10 minutes. Even though you reconnect with everyone an hour later in order to keep up with everyone else and be in agreement with them as to what time it is. But time is very malleable. And when you actually only feel like it's been 10 minutes, you've only aged 10 minutes, and that's how you live longer.
Does it work the other way? If you feel like it's dragging, you're aging more?
Yes, because you're paying more attention to time. So you're creating more of it. So the paradox is it drags out. You're creating more details than you need to, and therefore you have to experience all those little details, and therefore everything gets very tedious. You get overstuffed with time.
Okay, so that's interesting because my motivation, my reasoning behind a lot of these questions is one of my primary challenges and fears has been in the idea that I don't have enough time.
Of course you do. You have exactly the perfect amount of time you set up for yourself to explore whatever it is you were going to explore. And one of the wonderful things going on now in this age of transformation on your planet is that you can actually complete one theme and actually still create a new theme without dying.
So can you elaborate on that?
I just did. You can complete one theme, the one that you may have set up for yourself in general to begin with, and you can actually then stay physically alive and decide to start exploring a different theme without physically dying.
So is that a conscious decision? I mean, how...
Not necessarily, although it can become one. But the idea, again, is to start from the preposition that you have exactly, correctly, and precisely the amount of time you need. Precisely.
And that's...
Because it's not really about time.
That I don't have.
It's about timing. It's about timing. The only way you experience, again, like we said earlier, not having enough time just means you're spending your time worrying that you won't have enough time, which doesn't give you enough time. Because you're using your time for something other than what you could be using it for.
And that's been my experience. And you saying what you've said just now kind of makes me connect the dots to realize that I have created more time for myself to get to those milestones that I've been trying to get to. Or not trying, but seeking to get to.
Yes. But again, you will get to them if they are part of what's relevant for you to experience. Again, you've made all the agreements and you've made all the appointments that you need to keep. Just keep moving, acting on your passion, no insistence on the outcome. You will keep all the appointments. The only way to miss the appointments is to spend time worrying you will miss the appointments.
So on that note,
yes.
Let's say we worry about the appointments and we theoretically miss an appointment.
Yes.
Do we reschedule if it's that important? How does that work?
Sometimes you might, but there are different ways of rescheduling. Sometimes a person may reschedule by actually physically dying and then shifting to another reality where they are, quote unquote, still alive.
So then that new person in that new reality that hasn't died, that they step into...
They don't step into it.
What do they do?
The focus of consciousness simply shifts to a place where they can have the time to have the experience.
Okay, well, my question was more on the lines of, we were talking about parallel people, parallel me's.
Yes, but they're not you.
Well, so if I'm going to go down a sci-fi script route here,
yes.
Say, I die and I choose to go to have the experience of another lifetime.
Yes.
That picks up right where I left off.
And you can do that. As an experience, you can do that. Remember that there's a difference between what you create as an experience and the description of what's mechanically actually happening. So you can create the experience that that's what happened. That doesn't mean that the mechanism is accurately described by the experience.
So I'm not stepping into someone else's reality and destroying my doppelganger.
No.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
It's a dance. And the timing is such, all right, I'll put it in your terms, all right?
Thank you.
If it's infinite, yes?
Yes.
Then there are going to be versions of you that will also want to shift at the same time you do. So you'll dance and trade places. You're not removing anyone from what they need to experience. They make a choice that's the equivalent vibrationally of your choice, and you give each other what you need.
So this is all just my ego mind trying to figure out how things work and...
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Look at it this way. Imagine you have a disk, and the disk is full of holes. And behind that disk, you have another disk that has different colors on it. And as you rotate the disk behind the one with the holes, you see different colors appearing in the holes. But the holes don't change. Is this making some sense?
Yeah.
You are changing the frequency of that hole, so that hole has a different experience, but that hole is still the same hole. So it's not like it's replacing another hole. It's shifting its frequency to have a different experience that seems to be the experience of a different hole, And it is a different whole for itself, but it's still the same whole having a different whole experience. Does that help? Or did that just confuse you even more?
A little bit of both, but I understood a little more before you actually explained that.
Oh, all right.
So
Then forget
hopefully it
everything
helps someone
I
else.
said.
Maybe it helps somebody else.
All right.
Okay, so next quick thing. I have what I believe is a small case of tinnitus.
I don't do health readings.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if it could be anything but a physical...
There may be a physical representation of other levels of energy that you're not processing yet. Because
Okay, so-
sometimes other levels of energy will sometimes sound like high frequency pitches that you hear.
Because I've always had very sensitive hearing. And
All right.
it's something that I'm a very...
It may be becoming more sensitive in the sense of hearing higher frequencies that you couldn't hear before.
Perhaps, because it has gotten... I've noticed it more.
All right.
And I mean, I do go to shows, I experience loud sounds,
All right.
but usually it goes down, and I have noticed that it recently is
All right.
very present for me.
I would suggest this. If there is a physical component, you'll find out if a physical component needs attention. If you simply move forward by acting on your passion to the best you're able, no insistence on the outcome, and allow yourself to get used to the higher frequency energy, and as you get used to the higher frequency energy, if there is a reason for you to be attentive to the physical component and have something corrected, then the higher frequency energy of the organizing principle of synchronicity will bring you the information you need to tell you need to go and see an ear specialist.
Okay.
That's how it's all connected.
Okay.
Yes?
All right.
Does that help?
That helps.
All right.
Lastly, a quick story. It was a dream I had a long time ago, and I just thought it was funny. And I'm sure it's connected to some sort of program going on out there. But I basically found myself, from where I remember in the dream, in a cafeteria-like setting, metallic stuff everywhere. I was
Yes.
with a group of large people, probably
Yes.
about the size of this crowd here.
Yes.
Along the edges of what I remember, there were overseers of sorts.
Yes, you're
And-
having a symbolic memory of an actual experience aboard a craft.
Well, what I remember, and why I'm telling this story, I think it's a little funny. We were all sitting down, and I had the understanding that we were going to have a meal, that we were going to sit down and have sustenance of some sort.
Yes.
And I got up kind of upset because I guess I woke up or I realized what was going on, and I shouted out to everybody saying, hey, what's the deal? We're out here on this special craft. Why are we getting regular food? Because they were trying to give us like burgers and fries and steak, and I knew the trick and I wanted something different. So I assume I wasn't following the program, and everybody was shocked. That was the
Yes.
That was the sense that I got
All right.
from everybody
Well,
else in the room.
you're correct. That was a little bit funny. The idea is it's part of the training program, not of you, but of them. In other words, the phase that the hybridization agenda is in is attempting to help the hybrids understand your culture and get used to blending in and doing things, at least to some degree, the way that humans on Earth do them. So the idea of serving you food that they believed was typical food for a human was their training course of what to serve humans.
To serve man.
Yeah, but not in the negative way.
Right.
You're not on the menu.
No.
But the idea is they were being given an opportunity to practice how to give food to humans and what kind of food humans say they generally appreciate. So it's all right that you sort of saw through what was going on, but that's what it was for. You're helping to train the hybrids fit in to Earth society a little bit more by giving them a chance to behave and act out things that are common on your planet, like serving food to someone. Because these things are very alien to them, very foreign to them. They don't understand a lot of these things. Even the idea of putting food on a plate is alien to them. Why do you need a plate? Why do you need a fork? Why don't you just pick it up with your fingers? Why do you eat that anyway? Blah, 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 blah. They have a million questions that you take for granted because you were raised to think that all these things are normal in your culture. So you're participating in that. Thank you very much. And it's all right that you sort of woke up and saw what was going on. There is a little bit, because they know how most of you do react when you suddenly realize what's actually happening, there is a little bit of a kind of a hypnotic screen in those experiences so that you will kind of go along with the program. It's not an attempt to control you, but it's an attempt to assuage your physical mind enough that it doesn't get in the way, but your physical mind woke up and realized that this was sort of a play act. And hey, what's going on here? But now you know.
Okay. Lastly on that.
No, you had a lastly.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I'll
Fair
keep
enough.
you to your word.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.